Save 365 days of your life. And that's the title for today. It's how do you save 365 days in your lifetime? If somebody is asking you this question, would you know what that answer is? I've given that in the flyer out already. The easiest and the most good way that you can save 365 days is being organized. So, welcome to the 36th Zest Leaders Club session, and it has been interesting and wonderful to have each and every one of you here in this session. And you have been investing your time into these sessions all these days, which has given you a better life. And for sure, it's going to give you a much better life in the future as well. So every minute that you're investing is going to save you minutes, hours, days and years to your lifetime. And today for sure, it's going to save you 365 days of your life. Organized. When you hear this word organized, and if you just split it up into two parts, you will get the first word as organ. You might have heard or seen a church organ. You might have seen in some videos or photographs and stuff like that. A church organ or a piano or a casio and all that, right? You might have seen how they play the musical instrument. Now in that organ, if somebody is being naughty to replace those keys and interchange those keys in different places. In the sense, the internal mechanism also gets changed. Will somebody be able to create a good music with that? Will he be able to play the right notes and the right tone or make the right song? Absolutely impossible, because the keys have been changed. There is a pretty good configuration in which C, D, E, F, G has to happen. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, all that really has the keys being organized in the right way. But if that is not there, if that is not the case, what would happen to you? If you are the guy who is going to play that musical instrument, you would get confused. And that's the same thing that happens with ourselves. If an organ requires some specific organization, the same thing is what we also need for our life to be organized. I could basically say we are lucky because from our small age, some or the other, either through some guidance from our parents or through our self-learning and experience, we would be organized. To an extent, yes, all of us are. How do I guarantee and say that you are for sure organized? Let me give you one example. Every day in the morning when you get up, when you wake up, okay, you go off to brush your teeth. Do you search for your toothbrush? Have you once in your lifetime, have you gone searching for your toothbrush? Except when you're going on a travel or a trip and all that. Normally, have you gone searching for a toothbrush? You wouldn't. Why? Because you know every time after you finish brushing, you will keep it in the same place. And you will get it the next day morning. I don't think anybody goes after brushing, keeping it in a totally different place. That does not happen. When I was a small boy, when I was in school, maybe 3rd standard, 4th standard and all that, when I used to come back home from school, I'd be really excited, okay, to be back home. I'll just take my bag, throw it in one side and I'll be off. I'll go off outside to play with my friends, or I'll be in the backyard digging something, doing something over there. My mom will be calling me, just keep that bag back in the same place where you took it from or whatever. I wouldn't listen to her actually at that point in time. And then 6 o'clock the curfew starts, in the sense I have to be back home. And back home meaning I have to do my homeworks, I have to finish all the work, studies and all that. And 8 o'clock mom calls us for dinner. I just leave everything as it is and we rush to dinner. And then after dinner, we have a prayer, we have a family time, and then off to sleep. The next day morning, when I wake up, and I'm always getting up a little bit late, and I have the rush to get to the school, and then I go searching for my pen, my pencil, and my stuff, and my homework notebook will go missing. And that's when I start searching. And this used to happen every now and then. I used to search for my stuff, which I had used the previous day, but I had never kept it back in the same place. Unfortunately, I have to go searching. My dad used to have transfers to different locations, to different places, so most of the time he was not at home. Now, there was a situation in which he could somehow make arrangements and he could be for a longer time in Chennai. And when he was there, he used to tell me, not just me, to my brothers as well, whatever you take, keep it back in the same place. And when he said that, when he says, whatever you take, keep it back in the same place, if he had said that once, it would be okay. But every now and then he used to keep repeating himself. It's like I get angry, irritated and frustrated at that point in time, hearing his statement, whatever you take, keep it back in the same place. My dad taught me one important lesson of my life that time. I didn't realize the value of it then, but over a period of time, when I started growing up and when I started doing that, I realized the value of it so much. Now, I don't go searching for things. I don't go searching for my keys. I don't search for my wallet or different other things that I need. I know where things would be, and they will have a place in which it is always kept. 2 days ago, coincidentally, my wife called me up and she told me the drains in the kitchen are getting blocked, and do you know where Drain-X is? Drain-X is that powder that you put to unblock your drains. And when she asked this question, I was thinking, I didn't have to think long. Within the next 1 to 2 seconds, I just told her, just go to this particular cupboard, this particular location, and you will find that. And that's the level to which it's organized. And when it's organized like that, you're able to easily find it out for your own self, and you're able to get it for other people as well. So the first power of being organized is you know your stuff where it is. And the other part of it is if you're disorganized, you're not going to know where your stuff is, and you go searching for it. You waste 365, this is statistically, they have researched it, you waste 365 days in your life searching for things that you have kept in a totally different place. Let's assume that you want to go out to a mall with your kids, if you have kids, or you want to go out to a mall with your friends. And when you want to go out, and when you're starting off, you're searching for your car key or your bike key, and you don't find it. You go check your pant pocket or your bag or different other places. You keep searching across and around the house. Where did I keep it? When did I use the car or the bike last time? Where did I exactly keep it? And you keep searching. And by the time your anger, your frustration, your irritation grows, and the people around you, if they do something wrong, you get even more irritated. And you spoil that whole outing itself because the mood gets spoiled. And that's the disorganized behavior of a person. So, knowing all this, how do we change and completely become new? How do we organize ourselves? Now, as I said, for your brushing, your toothbrush, you don't go searching for it. The same way, we can always organize by finding a home for each of the items that you use regularly or irregularly also. What do I say? What do I mean by that is, when you come back from work, Where do you go? Do you go to your neighbor's house in the second floor or the third floor or the fifth floor or in another building? You don't. When you come back home to your own house. The same way, when you have a defined place that you go and live, each and every item in your house needs to have a defined place. You should map it out in your mind where you think, okay, keys will go to the key rack. My shoes go to the shoe rack. My wallet goes to the cupboard or some place safe. And every single item you need to have a place. And that is called the home for that particular item. And that home, you should always keep it. Don't keep changing it every now and then. And when you keep the thing in that particular place every time, it's very easy for you, and that's obviously logical as well. You don't go searching for it. One of the other thing that I would say is, this is not very easy to develop on day one, but as you build a habit to keep your toothbrush after brushing your teeth in the same place, the same way, over a period of time, you can build up this character as well, keeping things back in the same place wherever you have taken it. Now, I keep repeating what my dad said. Whatever you took, keep it back in the same place, to my son and daughter. And they are also getting irritated. But over a period of time, when they start organizing themselves, they would also be happy that they learn something better or something good from me. The second thing, once you're organized with respect to keeping things in the right place, finding a home for each of the items, the second thing that you could do is declutter. If you are still unable to find things out, it means that there are too many things in your house that you're not able to find things. So there is something called as a minimalist approach or simplify your life approach. Don't have too many items for yourself. Don't go, whenever you go to a shop, don't buy everything that you see. If you don't find value in it, don't buy the product. That's the best thing that you can do, first of all. Second thing is, when you have too many items, for example, when you have too many stuff in your house, think, take that product, take that item, look around your house, take some items and see if you're really using it. Does it add value? Ask these simple questions. Have you used it in the last 1 year? If you have not, then will you be using it for the next 6 months? If you're not going to use it for the next 6 months, the next obvious question that you can ask is, if I throw it out today, will I go buy this product again? If not, then best is you chuck that product out of your house. You either give it to somebody who will use it or somebody for whom it will add value to their lives. Rather than keeping it in your house and wasting the product, give it to somebody else. When I talk about clutter and declutter, it doesn't just apply to the physical realm of your home. It also applies to your email box, your computer, the folders that you have, the folder structures that you have. If you have too many folders and you are not organized, you have not named it right, and you don't use it properly, once again you run the same issue of being disorganized. Now it's in the virtual world with respect to your computer now. What do you do for that? Keep the right folder structures and use that religiously. Don't leave all your emails in your inbox alone. And when you do that, it's very easy to search and get your emails. The third thing that I would say is from the Feng Shui concept of the whole thing. When you have too much of clutter around your house, your mind gets cluttered with negative energy. Your energy gets trapped as to what they say in the Feng Shui. So when you declutter things at home, in your computer, for example, If there is a person whom you know, a friend of yours or a colleague of yours whom you know, he has a coffee mug on the table which he has drunk and left it like that for the last 2-3 days, he has not even washed it. What image do you perceive of that person? What do you think of that person? Think about it. And what image will a manager will have when he comes and looks at a person's desk which is totally disorganized and there's so much of clutter on it? What is your value in the other person's eyes? So, to have positive energy coming in, what they say is declutter your life. The third thing, once you have done the physical decluttering or physically organizing, finding a home for things and decluttering your house, the third thing that you could do is declutter your mind. How do you declutter your mind? You might have too many things running in your head. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, I need to submit my Form 16. I need to submit my income tax. Now, all these are thought processes which keeps running in your mind. And there will be unnecessary ones, there will be necessary ones as well. So what you do is, find a way, either use an app, a to-do list, or some Excel file, or something that you can find, or a piece of paper even, and then write down whatever activities or tasks that you have, and that's your to-do list. If you have a birthday of your spouse or an anniversary that's coming up, or you need to wish somebody, just put it down in a calendar. You wouldn't forget it. You wouldn't forget that event. There are times in which there are people who have missed to go for a wedding, not their own wedding, for sure that doesn't happen, but for somebody else's wedding, they have missed to go because they forgot all about it. So just put a calendar invite for your own self to remind you that you need to go somewhere on a particular day or time. Maybe one day in advance you can also have it so that you get yourself ready for the next day. I do that. So the third thing is your mind declutter, which needs to be done. So in essence, if you do these three things, you would not only save 365 days in your life, you will actually in fact save more. You will project yourself to be a more professional person across to people around you. They will consider you as a well-organized and a well-mannered, well-cultured person, because that is how the impression you create with people who are around you. And you don't waste time and energy searching for things. You don't get frustrated. You don't get angry with others. You are able to find your stuff very easily. So the three things go like this. The first one is a home for each of your items. And that's what you need to have. The second one, I would say, is declutter your home. Identify things that's useless, that's waste, that needs to go out of the house, and chuck it out. If you don't do it, you'll have too many items, and once again you will land in the same problem of trying to find out things. The third one, once you've done the physical decluttering and organization, is where it comes to your mental decluttering. Do that with to-do lists and calendars. And once you do that, you'll be able to save things. You'll become a more organized person. And once you become more organized, people will start valuing you much better. You will start realizing the value of that. With that said, I would say you have decluttered your mind today, or at least taken the first step of decluttering your mind today through this session. Thank you so much. I would like to once again thank you for your time and effort that you put in every time, every Wednesday, to come and join this session. And the way in which there are so many people who have given me feedback. There are so many people who have told that these sessions have helped me change my life, helped me implement a number of things. And there are situations where things that you have tried implementing, and those have failed as well. That's okay. You have to try it again. And at a particular point in time, it will become a nature and a habit. For example, when you start organizing yourself, when you start building up this habit of putting your keys in the correct place, putting your wallet in the correct place, putting your handbags in the correct place, keeping your credit cards in the correct slot in your wallet as well, you wouldn't go searching for it. You will save your time, you will save your energy, you will save your life. And not only yours, you will help other people as well to do the same. Let's